Yo, people. All right, so it's Jeff here, and today I'm going to talk about Quarantine Chronicles. Basically, just, addressing how my life has changed since Corona has arrived here on the island of Barbados. Now, I don't know about y'all, but this has completely turned my whole way of life upside down in less than 2 weeks. Honestly, that is humbling. I actually think this is probably one of the most humbling experiences I have ever had. Now, there are a whole host of events that I could have imagined would have impacted me, something I could have planned for, um, or something that I could imagine would happen, something like maybe a car accident or getting sick, things that you might not necessarily expect, but it was within the realm of possibilities. Like, I know shit happens to people, and I know I'm not that special that those things wouldn't happen to me. I mean, I know I'm special, but not that special, you know. So, all of those were things that I could have, mentally prepared for, like what if scenarios. But this is something I would have never been able to predict. So I just thought I'd share my experiences and my thought process and what I have been feeling since then. So I first started hearing about Corona around February, early February. I heard about it from a friend of mine who was within the medical field overseas, and I don't know if it was being spoken about earlier because, to be quite honest, I don't really listen to the news that much. I find most of the information shared on the news is pretty negative, and they try to keep those things, to a minimum so it doesn't have much of an impact on me mentally. I mean, I was aware of it, but since I run a business, I had planned ahead on some health and safety procedures for like my clients and the facility that I run. But I will be honest with you, I wasn't taking it that seriously then. You gotta understand, I'm from a small island in Barbados, a virtual dot in the Caribbean Ocean. And I didn't really think it would reach us because, I don't know, maybe ignorance. Things always used to seem to spare us before, so I guess that might have been it. But the day that it was announced here was March the 17th. It was a Tuesday, and I remember it was a Tuesday because that was actually a day that I had off. And for those of you who know me, that is a rarity. So, just my luck, our first two cases were announced here in March the 17th, and immediately I had put the plan that I had a pretty just rough draft of into place. So what I did was I had restricted all the vulnerable persons from coming to the gym one time. I purchased like a few spray bottles that would be able to give people the ability to clean up equipment after themselves. So I got individual bottles for every member during that 1 hour time period. And throughout that week, I would start to create workout videos and just resources that clients could use at home when we did go into shutdown. I didn't know when it would happen, but I figured it was going to happen sooner or later. So I sent out that information to all of my clients. I updated the procedures, and then I did what any other person would do during a time of crisis. I proceeded to my appointment with the barber. I don't like missing appointments, okay? So don't blame me for that. But anyways, by Saturday of that week, I don't know, I felt like I needed to close the gym. From the time it was announced that the few cases were here in Barbados, I was not sleeping comfortably at night. I just felt uneasy keeping the gym open, to be honest. Remembering what I read about the virus, to me the risk of keeping the gym open was just too high. So by the second week now, reality really began to set in. I found myself like lacking motivation all around. Like to even get it on mornings was a little tough because it was like, what is the point? Um, some days felt really long, and then other days the boredom was just mind numbing. I mean, although I had already started working like diligently on moving processes online for the business and trying to adapt as quickly as possible, it was pretty much a waiting game at that point in time. Um, I remember some days I even slept the whole day. Like, nah, that is not normally me. I really do not sleep that much. But I remember that happened on two occasions specifically. And I was becoming sick and tired of TV. Like, there's only so much Netflix series and movies that I could watch. I know most people might think that's crazy, but you gotta understand, this is moving me from 11-hour and 16-hour work days, grinding to being at home all day long. So that was a big change for me. So yeah, I felt for myself a little bit. Yes, Jeff wallowed in self-pity until I got sick and tired of that too. And one thing I am unable to do is feel sorry for myself forever. So it was at that point where it kind of took a change for me. I decided that, we were going to make the best of this situation. And I said we because I included my clients in that. One thing I told myself I would do is try to be as uplifting and supporting to my clientele as much as possible. I know there's only so much I could do within reason, but that's why they came to me in the first place, so I figured I would try to continue that for as long as possible. I started to get this internal dialogue in my mind when it came to overcoming obstacles. Like, I've overcome a lot of obstacles before, so I don't see why I can't overcome this obstacle again as well. I overcame depression before, not once, but twice. I overcame the struggle to get a business off of the ground. I overcame my own self-limiting beliefs to even have the confidence to pursue my dream. So I plan to overcome this too. So I pretty much devised a plan to do two things from there. And these are the only two objectives I gave myself. And if I can accomplish the two of these, then I will be grateful with that. And those two objectives were to survive and to thrive. Surviving meaning to get through this. Obviously, we have to get through this in order to be able to enjoy life afterwards. But is what quality of life we'll be enjoying afterwards that brought about the second objective, which is to thrive. So after this is all over, I would like to be able to set myself up for an even greater comeback. So what I did was, I signed up for a few courses online. I, reached out to people, having certain important conversations, trying to devise a plan about how things might change in the future. Because there's no way that I can see life is going to be the same after this. I just don't see it being possible. Too many things have changed in such a short space of time. And not all things for the worst either. I actually believe some good can come out of this. So it's just trying to find, or predict rather, what changes might occur and, being able to adapt when that time does come. I just want to end out by saying we've got to keep positive during this time. I believe this is a time now more so than ever that you have to keep hope and faith alive. Like, this is when those two elements are actually tested the most, not really during times of comfort, because then there will be no challenge. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That was my thought process so far. I am going to end this here for now, but stay tuned for more of my thoughts going forward and for any other content that I'll be bringing up. So I just want to say thanks for listening. Please like the video and subscribe to my channel. And yeah, keep safe.